Good afternoon, everyone. We have a show for you today, and we are so excited to bring our good friend, Miss Donna Papangellin, on. For those of y'all that have been longtime viewers, you know that we did a workshop together, or a child. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it's spring into summer, and it was a
And
year.
sizzle.
Yeah, spring into summer and sizzle. And she taught us how all kinds of exercises, but also some exercises to retain your core strength and your balance as you age. And it really was fun. And it's surprising when you tell people about this particular exercise, the ones that can do it and the ones that can't do it. So
Yeah.
we are very, very excited to have her on teaching us how to age actively. She has broken some glass ceilings that she'll tell you about. And, she's written the book for women in sports. And that's exciting to know. And she knows a lot about the body and what makes the body tick and what harms the body. So today we hope you brought your drink. Now mine's hot tea tonight because it's cold here. So I normally have an ice drink on the Aging Experts, but not today. I just came in from taking care of my chickens and there's still a bit of chill in me. So before I bring Donna on, I'm Carol Henderson with Life by Design, and I help you to circle up and make your life better every day. And I have my wonderful co-host here, Ms. Barbara Ellison.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. And if you're listening if this is your first time, then welcome to the show. Anyways, so yeah, my name is Barbara Ellison. I am founder of Wellness Playroom for the best version of you. And that can mean so many different things to so many different people. And that's why we're so excited to have Donna on with us today, because she's going to talk about just the active part of being the best version of you. And wait till you hear her story. It is just absolutely amazing. So stay tuned. So Donna, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing great, ladies. As a friend of mine used to say, so close to perfect, I can't tell the difference. But
I love that.
Yeah, so feeling great. And I am just so excited to be here and talk to people about continuing to be active as we age. Because, as George Bernard Shaw once said, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Right?
Yes.
And playing can mean a lot of different things, but in my case, it's being active. It's being physically active. And so I want to talk to everyone about how you can do that within your own physical, realm.
And I want to say something about that, Donna. We'll interrupt you a few times, probably both of us will, and each other. Being active is not being active with the clicker, sitting on the sofa, reaching for the bonbons and watching soap operas. There are ways to be active, even if you're confined to a wheelchair. Donna has ways for you to be active and to be able to make the best of what you can do. And as many of you know, my husband was on a walker and in a wheelchair part-time, and got him out where he was active but was active, digging trenches to the garden that, we have an acre here. So it's not just a short trip, and gardening and farming basically. So it can be done, that you can nutrition yourself out of ill health. Let me put it that way.
Right.
So, and anyway. Carol, I've got a dear friend. We got to meet face to face. We met first on Facebook, and he was morbidly obese, and because of his health issues, had circulatory problems that resulted in amputation of one of his legs below the knee. And so he is in a wheelchair. He has lost, I believe, if not over now, close to 100 pounds. Has quite a ways to go yet, and he admits that. But you want to talk about learning to be active. One of the things that he did that helped change his life, he's in a wheelchair, and he pushes his wheelchair every day. He goes out and exercises in his wheelchair. If he can't go outside, because he lives in northern Utah, because of either, ice or rain or whatever, he has a hand cycle. But he posts on Facebook every day when he's met his, and it helps him stay accountable. Exactly. And, he's had to miss, he keeps track of how long his streak is and everything. And he's had some really, 150 plus day streaks. But unfortunately, sometimes a health issue will pop up and he has to miss. But
that goes into what we say. Yeah, that goes into what we say about if you miss, don't chuck it all. Get up and get up fast. Don't miss 2 days in a row, or in this case, he may miss more than 2 days, but don't miss. Don't miss more than you have to. Don't miss 2 days in a row. Get up and get up fast.
Yeah,
that is huge. He needs to join. He needs to join our little deal that we're going to talk about at the end of the show. I'm going to let you tell that.
Well, yeah. So, but anyway, so I truly believe that no matter where you are in life, with your physical abilities and or disabilities, there's always something you can be doing to be physically active. And we know that it doesn't just help the body to be physically active. It helps the mind as well.
Right.
It helps your mental state, your emotional state, as well as your body. So, when we talk about staying active, it's just so important to your overall good health.
Right. And I think what the thing is that so many people don't realize that. And I mean, it can be something as easy. I was telling Carol the other day, on Sunday, my son and I went out for dinner, and it was an early dinner, and we did spend, a couple of hours sitting in a restaurant, chit-chatting and having a wonderful time. And when we came out, it was just one of those beautiful nights, Indian summer nights. And he said to me, he said, "You know what, Mommy?" Because we both have like a 35-minute drive home, because we meet halfway in the middle between where we both live. And he said, "You know what, Mom, let's go for a walk." And it was absolutely just such a nice way to end that we had been already sitting for 2 hours, having a wonderful time. And I'll be honest, we had dessert. We shared it, but we did have dessert. But then to go for a walk and to get curious about the surroundings of where we were. And so that was one of the things I went, wow, this was really fun, because I tend to be a habit person, that I tend to go the same route all the time. And yet now lately I've been realizing that, let's vary up my route a bit and see what else I can see around my neighborhood. Just do my same route, but do it backwards every once in a while. And that has made a difference.
Yeah, when I go for my runs in the morning, there's some routes that are my usual, but I gotta change it up every now and again, because I want to see different scenery. I get a little bored if I'm doing the same thing. And it's I just have such admiration for people who can go to a track and run laps around a track, lap after lap, because that's no. This girl doesn't play that.
The minute I start running around, I don't go outside to exercise because I have my shaker, but my scenery outside my window changes. Sometimes I'm watching the deer, sometimes I'm watching the chicken, sometimes I'm watching turkeys or geese or quail.
Yeah.
So that can be very relaxing. But yeah, you've got to stimulate your brain.
Well, and the thing is that people don't understand, like, being active can even be gardening. If you've got a garden outside, getting out there, pulling some weeds, doing whatever you need to do in the garden. It can even be, believe it or not, housework.
That's what I was just going to say. It's housework.
If you look at it that way, that you're okay, I'm gonna go vacuum. How many calories will I burn? How much weight will I lose?
There you go.
Different way to look at it.
But you're being active. Active. So the thing is like, I tell people, well, my father-in-law was just here visiting for 3 weeks, 92 years old. And every hour or, hour and a half, I'll hear the front door open. And he goes out and goes for a walk for just 10 minutes. But he's staying active. He was a golfer. He used to own a golf course. So, he is used to being active, and he still does play golf. He limits himself to about 9 holes these days instead of 18. But, he still gets out there and he still stays active, because that is one of the ways that, you keep yourself healthy.
Yes.
One of the things that I do, I mean, I work at home most of the time. And once in a while, it's like, I'll set a timer for 45 minutes while I'm sitting, but then I stand up, and for 5 minutes, I have to either walk in place, or I have what's called a slim gym. And I do that, and to just be active for those few minutes, 5 minutes. And, by the time that I've done 5, like, if I've done it 5 times, I've been exercising for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I don't think most people think that they have to go to a gym and do it for extended period of time all at once.
Well, and that's how they set themselves up for failure.
They're setting themselves up for failure
with it.
Yeah.
Right.
And for me, if I can do it 5 minutes at a time, 5 times in a day, you're still doing 25 minutes of physical activity.
Absolutely. My sister out in California, my oldest sister, unfortunately, only 3 years older than me, but she's had 2 strokes already in her life. And so she has some challenges, and she just started a chair yoga class that she's going to.
Oh, wow. Yes.
But it's something she can do within the physical limitations that she has. So, you just find things that fit into your lifestyle. Yeah. I told her, I said, she was telling me, how many times she can go and this and that. And I said, is it the type of thing where they teach you exercises and then you can, on the days that you don't go to class, you can do them at home? She said, well, yes, if I can remember them, because part of her residual from her strokes is short-term memory. She's like, I can go back 30, 40 years and remember stuff, but ask me what happened 5 minutes ago and I struggle. So, she has that ongoing thing, but I think eventually she'll get the exercises down enough, and they might be able to give her something on paper that she can have.
Just to jog her memory.
Yeah.
Stay within your limitation.
Yeah. I don't know how much you talked to her about some of the stuff that we all do, but one of the ladies that's been on before, Sarah Baumgartner, her husband had 5 concussions. My husband's had 8, and both of them noticed a marked difference in their thought processes, their cognitive abilities, and it can even feel it in that part of their brain where the concussions happened. So
yeah, she has a product that she's using as well.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So so and again, it brings to mind a gentleman I met years and years ago that I thought was in his late 70s, maybe early 80s, and then I found out he was like 92 or 93.
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh my goodness, I said, I wouldn't have guessed it by the way you move. And I said, what's your secret? And he says, well, that's my secret. He said, keep moving like a young person and you won't grow old.
Right.
So I kind of took that to heart, right? And I figure as long as I keep doing the activities,
right,
I'll be able to keep doing the activities. It's when you stop,
right,
then you start losing that ability. And so often we see people that some of them aren't even what I would have considered it old when I was a teenager, but I certainly don't consider it old now. Some of them are in their 50s and 60s, and already they're shuffling their feet when they walk instead of picking up their feet, and something that simple. And it's, well, we talked when we did the seminar, it's a lot of times because they're afraid of falling. that they don't have good balance anymore. And so it's important to work on the core strength and being able to balance both statically, meaning just being able to stand in one place in balance, or dynamically, where you're able to keep your balance as you're moving. So
I have a question. Are you willing to share what you're fixing to go do, what you posted just the other day, and talk about where you're going soon and what the event you are?
Oh, with my team?
Yeah. Because okay, everybody, to me, this is huge.
Yes.
Okay?
So it's so exciting. So I, since retiring, was able to get back into playing tennis on a regular basis. And the lovely thing about tennis is that they do have age group tennis, right? So I was invited onto a team. It's a mixed doubles team, meaning men and women playing doubles on the court together. And it's a 55 plus team. And ours is what they call a 7-0 team. So the individual ratings of the players have to total 7. For example, I'm a 3.5. My partner has to be a 3.5 or below. Another friend is a 4.0. She can only partner with 3.0 and below for the match. But anyway, our team was invited to sectionals as a wild card team. We came in second in our league, and but we did well enough that they invited us to go to Tyler, Texas from Houston. And we competed this past weekend, and we actually won the sectionals. So now we went from being Wild Houston to being Team Texas, and we will represent Texas at the Nationals in Scottsdale, Arizona in March. So
that is
very excited about that.
That is so exciting, Donna.
I will. Yeah, so, it is so fun to hear. And the thing is that you didn't start there. You started at the beginning to start playing tennis again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's, I think, what happens so often to people. Oh, I can't do that. I could never do that. Well, you can if you start, but you have to start.
Well, and like our friend Adam, who's now a gold medalist in pickleball.
Yes.
Okay, pickleball did not exist when he was a kid. He started that later in life, right?
Yeah. And after a car wreck.
Yeah,
he could hardly move.
Great distress health-wise when he started doing that. So,
and so you have to start, of course, where you are.
Right.
And you have to build slowly. But, find something you enjoy.
Right.
That's the key. Because if you enjoy it, you're going to keep doing it. And I ran into a gal the other day, and she's a beginning tennis player. And she's in her 50s.
Yes.
And I said, that's great. I said, how did you get interested in playing tennis, in starting tennis at your age? And she said, some friends took her to the US Open in August, at the end of August, beginning of September, and just watching it and seeing how fun, and I said, and you didn't go pickleball? She goes, oh no. She said, I got hooked on tennis, because so many people these days, pickleball's become quite the rage.
It's the fastest growing sport in North America.
I think it's become in the world, but I'm not.
I think maybe the world.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah.
So
we have hotels here that have pickleball courts in the hotel.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's like my friend Lou Vickery. He plays tennis every day, and and he's 84.
Yeah.
And he just matter of factly, like today we were talking, and I said, oh, because we're doing a gratitude summit next week. I'm so excited. We're going to co-host the gratitude summit on the 16th. And so this afternoon, it was like, oh, we had just a couple of logistics to talk about. And he says, well, let's meet together on Saturday morning. He said, I'll be off the tennis court by like around 9-ish, and he's so matter of fact. And he plays tennis almost every day. And he loves when he plays the younger guys, because he calls them flat bellies. He says, oh yeah, I played one of the flat bellies today and I beat him. He's 84.
The
But you
partner
know,
that I played with in the finals on Sunday
mhm,
will be 75 in December,
yeah,
you know. So we're playing in a 55 plus league,
right.
but next year I'm eligible to join the 65 plus league.
Yeah.
So, we're
Okay.
at the upper
Yeah.
end.
And see, that's just it. Donna is living what she's telling you to do. She's
Exactly.
not just sitting in her lounge chair on YouTube going, "Oh, this is a good thing. I'm going to try to do this." She's living it. And Barbara and I
Right.
have watched her over the last 2 years, her growth, mentally, physically, just in her ability getting back into tennis. Because Donna, tell them real quick what you used to do, and then tell them how to, what we have for them. Okay.
Sure. So, well, very quickly, I was an athletic trainer, meaning I took care of athletic injuries for a number of years. And during my career, I spent 13 seasons working in professional baseball with minor league baseball players. For over 90% of that time, I was the only female working in that capacity. Now, you may have seen stories in the newspaper and whatever. There are a lot of women now working as coaches and whatnot, but I was usually the only one on the field, which resulted in some heckling from time to time and that sort of thing. But it was a really fun career and I enjoyed it. But and then I worked at Rice University as the baseball athletic trainer as well. So a lot of hours. And that's why when I say I got back into playing tennis, it was because when I had those jobs, it was very hard for me to play tennis on a regular basis. I typically couldn't play league tennis because of the hours of my job. And so I would have to try to find people to play with. The wall is a really tough opponent. I never beat that wall. I would hit balls with it endlessly, but anyway, so I had to do other things to stay active, and so during that time, usually it was running, and so I still run 5K races, usually once a month or so to keep myself motivated to keep running, and I use running to help my tennis as well. So. But yeah, I stay as active as I can. But I was taking care of all those athletic injuries for people, and my athletes see me now and they're like, "Miss Donna, you look great." And one of them turned to the other and goes, "Well, yeah, she can take care of herself now that she's not taking care of all of us."
Amen.
So, and it's
Amen.
true. I know a lot of medical professionals, and they're spending so much time taking care of everyone else's health that sometimes they forget to take care of their own. And so I try to reach out to a lot of my friends that are medical professionals to help them. And I'll be reaching out to some of them soon because we've got a program that we're going to have coming up. And I call it a program for, in the venture that Barb and Carol and I all are involved with. Oftentimes we'll do like challenges, like a 21-day challenge or a 15-day challenge or whatever, and they tend to be contests where people work on resetting their health, resetting their wellness lifestyle, if you will. And there's usually prizes involved, and most often the prizes revolve around people losing weight and losing inches, right? And I thought that was great, but not everyone has pounds and inches to lose, but they need to get better at fueling their bodies. They have to, well, they don't have to, but if they want to be healthier, they need to choose to change their lifestyle. And that can be hard to do if you don't have someone helping you be accountable. So what I thought I'd do is kind of put a twist on the challenge and develop a program whereby instead of judging people on their results, which we can't really control results, that we reward people for their efforts.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing is we've got this program set up where you set yourself a goal, and it could be weight loss, it could be increased energy, it could be lifting the brain fog, so many different things, right, that are part of our health and vitality. And you choose your goal, and then every day we have like tasks that we want people to work on, that we give at the beginning of the day. And then at the end of the day, because it was so fun in some of the previous challenges, I have an exercise die, and it has exercises on, it's a dodecahedron, a 12-sided dice, and it has different exercises on each side. Except last night I did roll water break the first time. No water breaks. But anyway, we roll the dice.
You're supposed to be drinking water every day.
Well, yes. So, and that was the task, I think, on the first day, was to keep track of how much water you drank during the day, because we know that whether you're trying to clear brain fog, get more energy, lose weight, gain muscle mass, if you're dehydrated, none of that's going to happen.
Amen. Amen.
You know, you have to, we have an epidemic in this country of dehydration.
Yeah.
It's estimated that at any given time, 70 to 80% of Americans are dehydrated.
Yeah,
I mean,
tragic.
Not only is it amazing, it's sad. It's very sad.
It's tragic.
You know. So anyway, that's the program that we're doing. And what we're going to do is every time you participate in the group, you get an entry into a drawing. And at the end of the program, we're just going to draw names, but you're going to have more opportunities to win the more you participate. Right? So bring the effort every day and participate, and you'll have more of an opportunity to win. But guess what else will happen?
You'll get more results.
You'll get better results because you'll be putting in the efforts.
And you'll build habits that will help you to circle up instead of circle down. So
exactly.
That's if any of y'all want to participate in this, we're kind of having a pilot program right now, but it starts when, Donna?
We're going to start at the Monday after Thanksgiving, and it will run for, I think we're going to do it for 21 days. So it'll finish before Christmas. And you will get some strategies that you can use when you go to your Christmas parties and whatnot, so that it doesn't take you off track, but you'll still be able to enjoy the celebration. And, you know, this is what we're opting is, what we're working towards is having a healthy lifestyle. And that doesn't mean you can't enjoy treats every now and again, you know, but they should be exactly that. It should be a treat. It shouldn't be, that shouldn't be a regular part of your lifestyle. You know, I love chocolate and ice cream.
Yeah, you can make.
Okay, I love chocolate and ice cream. I'm a chocoholic, and I admit it. You know, I can't have it every day. You know, and so what we also work on, right, is mindset. Right, and so learning that it's not a matter of I can't have that. It's a matter of I choose not to have that because it doesn't serve my purpose.
And how many of y'all would love to go into Christmas and fit in that dress you have not been able to fit in? This isn't about weight loss, because sometimes you end up